It occurred to me the reason why people think that pain and humiliation is pleasure is because, I watched this video today and this lady was talking about, I should let my car warm up. This lady was talking about how we feel good when we feel bad emotions if those emotions that we're feeling mean that we are included in a tribe. Like, we think it feels good to point the finger at people who are outlaws in society or criminals and whatever, because it makes us feel like we belong in our tribe, and therefore on a primal level it signals to us we're going to survive. Our survival is ensured because we feel like we are part of the tribe. And then I started thinking about how, this is why they do hazing in fraternities and sororities. Like, they beat you with padlocks or whatever the fuck they do. And people think that humiliation rituals and pain is pleasure, and they endure all kinds of shit because they think that they're going to be accepted into this this social group who they think is better than the average person because they're in a fucking fraternity. And so they in order to be initiated, they let the other people do abusive, fucked up things to them. They let them haze them and it feels like pleasure to them because it's activating something primal. Like, go through this bullshit and these torture rituals or whatever the fuck they do, and you're gonna be included in this upper class social group, and you're gonna be better than other people. So it's the fact that, what the fuck is it? The fucking roads down here are so fucking bad. Whoa. Ice. So people think that when they have to go through a lot of bullshit and a lot of pain and a lot of torture and humiliation in order to be accepted into some kind of tribe, they think that whatever they go through is a form of pleasure. They think masochism is pleasure. They think other people's sadism to them to prove their loyalty is justified because it's all just acting on something primal in humans. Let me in the other lane. It's acting on something primal in us humans that if the incentive and the reward that we're going to get is inclusion in a group, especially an upper class group that raises our social status, most humans will endure any kind of abuse, any kind of humiliation. Oh my God, especially sexual humiliation. I feel like this is why people sleep with their coworkers. They sleep with their managers to get raises, and they do humiliating shit sexually. Because the incentive is that you're going to be part of this inner circle in this upper rung of this company or whatever the fuck. And even though if you look at it objectively, it's fucking stupid and pathetic that people would subject themselves to masochism like that, but it's all just acting on some primal need that we have to belong to a group, and a group that ensures our survival to the utmost extent at that. So my mind wandered off from what that lady was talking about. She's talking about how it feels good to hate people and to hate outsiders and outcasts because by default it makes you feel more connected and more included in the in group, the good guys circle. So I feel like this is why on the news, you've never met any of those fucking people. You never met any of the criminals on the news who are so bad and they're going to prison, blah, blah, blah. You hate them through a TV screen because it feeds something primal and subconscious in you, making you feel like you actually belong to your society. I feel like this is why, and this is something that I've observed, I usually only attract people into my life who are outcasts, because I'm an outcast. People always outcasted me, and also they found a sense of community in their little bitch ass friend groups by excluding me and mocking me, so they made me an outsider. I've always been an outsider, especially amongst other women. Women can be catty as fuck, just like men. So I usually only get along with people who are also outsiders, but something I noticed is that people who feel the most outcasted in their society, they can't handle that kind of feeling that their survival is not ensured since they are an outcast amongst their peers. So a lot of these people that I've met, they may be outcasted amongst their peers, but they go above and beyond when it comes to stuff like patriotism. So they don't fit in with their peers, so they want to go all out with feeling like they're part of their country at large. So they're very into politics, way more than the average person, or they're very into religion, like they're dogmatically religious, because it's like, I feel outcasted from my peers and the people around me. And just when we look at things from an evolutionary point of view, that means that my survival is deeply threatened because I'm on the outs with my community for whatever reason. So if they can't find any comfort or sense of inclusion in politics, sometimes people just turn to something abstract like religion. And yeah. Like if you feel like an outsider or an alien in your own country, you're probably not going to find much comfort or inclusion in becoming patriotic or a nationalist or obsessed with your own country and whatever. There's people like that. There's a lot of people who think that their entire identity is their nationality because they feel like an outcast amongst their peers or their family, so they then center their entire identity on feeling like they belong in their country. But if you can't do that, then sometimes people go to religion. I feel outcasted from all those other things and my country, so I feel accepted in religion. And sometimes if people don't even feel accepted by religion, damn, I don't know. That's kind of what I am. That's kind of what I feel like. But then again, I have a dysregulated nervous system anyway, so it's kind of a price I pay. I don't pretend that I fit in with a religion, with my country, with shit. I don't. And by default, it's hard for me to regulate my nervous system. It's hard for me to feel like my survival is ensured. And that's kind of why I'm so self-defensive and I sleep with a knife, because my nervous system can't regulate itself by delusionally convincing myself that by demonizing another person, I'm innocent, or by becoming nationalistic, I'm innocent, or I belong, or I'm a good guy. I saw through religion when I was 15. I can't regress and convince myself that I'm a good guy because of my religion. And yeah, until I figure out a way to feel like I belong, which will regulate my nervous system and make me feel like I have a higher chance at survival, until I can figure out a way to belong somewhere without lying to myself, I feel like the price I pay is that I have a really dysregulated nervous system. Yeah, but it feels honest. I don't even find a sense of community with other people who are into like astrology and all that stuff. I feel like the more authentic anything you do or identify with is, the less you're gonna be doing it so that you can find a sense of community. Like if you center your entire identity, like I know some people who are like this. If you're one of the people who centers your entire identity on your spirituality, well, since I'm so into spirituality and astrology and stuff, I come across a lot of people who are also into that stuff, but I come across people who build their entire identity based on their belief system because they feel like outcasts amongst their actual peers. But they do it in a way where they're into spirituality due to the community aspect of it, because they want to be like, you see my blinkers on, you just zoom right past me, fucking bitch. You can tell when somebody is into spirituality or religion or whatever it is because of some external reward, because they want to be popular. I feel like this is why I sometimes watch YouTubers and people online who are into astrology and stuff, but I know the ones who have a really big following and they have a fake personality because they want views and they want social support and they want to be popular and people to kiss their ass. It's so fake. And they build their identity based on this because they just want to feel part of a community. So it's not really authentic and there's an ulterior motive. I started even thinking about I used to be really sexist. I went through a phase of being very sexist because I wanted to feel included with other women at the expense of these terrible demonic men out here. I still am a little bit sexist. But I realized I kind of felt that way because I've never fit in with other girls. I find it very hard to relate to my own mother. I don't really get along with women on a deep level because I'm aware that women see other women as primal competition for dick. And that's what it comes down to. Women see other women as a primal threat for mates. And when we are friends with other women, there's usually hidden animosity, and that's just how things are. There better not be fucking ice on the road. I was really sexist for a while because I wanted to feel like an insider and I wanted to feel included with other women, and it helped regulate my nervous system for a minute to feel like women were my friends against these terrible, evil men. And then I realized I tried to get in contact with a few women and be nice to them. And I tried to empathize with some women over the things that men had done to them. And these women started acting like fucking bitches to me. And these women treated me like shit. And I realized, damn, I don't want to glorify women in general. Because a lot of these women out here ain't shit. And they're going to treat me like shit. And I'm going to have to end up fucking them up. So I can't really be sexist anymore and think that women are inherently better than men, because I'll fight a lot of women. I'll fuck up a lot of women because so it's just not making sense to me. I can't find innate inclusion with other women at the expense of men, because a lot of women will make themselves your enemy. And they're threatened by you. And they're not friends. But for a while, I convinced myself that all women were my sisters and mother figures, and had my best interests at heart, because it helped me regulate my nervous system. It made me feel included. It made me feel safe. Like even going outside with Mother Nature, I anthropomorphized her as a female. It's just an example of how we will delusionally convince ourselves that there is an outsider and then there is a good guy group, there's a good side and there's a bad side, so that we can choose the good side and then feel safe and feel right and feel like our safety is ensured. And it's all delusional. I start thinking about every group that I was a part of. I've been on the inside and the outside of social groups. I've been the person that people excluded and demonized and mocked so that they could feel good about themselves. And I've also been the person who was a ringleader in groups where I would want certain people to be excluded from our friend group, and we would mock them and stuff so we could feel better about ourselves when we weren't shit. And so I feel like all clickiness is an attempt to make yourself feel safer at the expense of somebody else who you want them to feel ostracized from the group. Like, you're going to offer them no safety and no support, even if they're deserving of it, because you just need some false sense of security to temporarily regulate your nervous system. And it starts to make me think, the way that other people treat you doesn't fucking matter, because they're doing it due to flawed logic, due to an ulterior motive, and it's never gonna last. And it makes me think about the people who you exclude are the exact people who have all the power, because without the people that you demonize and belittle and exclude, you have no contrast, and you won't feel included or popular or special or better. So now I'm starting to take a different perspective, that everybody who is popular or whatever, higher on the social hierarchy than somebody else, they depend on whoever is at the bottom. So being more popular or better perceived or feeling like you're in or whatever, it's just a sign of your weakness. The higher you are in the social pyramid, the weaker and more vulnerable you really are. Because if somebody at the bottom of the pyramid decides they don't want to play the fucking game anymore, or they make one move, you topple down and you ain't shit anymore. I also think about when it comes to dating, in a lot of ways, they call it the mating game for a reason. It's a fucking game. It's a mind game. And when you ever notice how people want to marry the good guy or the good girl and treat her like a princess, and oh, you're so good, you're so much better than this person over here, this terrible evil bitch, you're so much better than whichever girl or guy I'm comparing you to. Without the other person, your relationship isn't shit. It's not good. It's not sanctified. It's not marriage material. Like, you need to compare yourself to whoever you think is bad or unworthy of love or ugly, in order to make your partner feel like they are a king, or however you gas them up. See, I've never been in a real relationship, and a lot of men who I'm aware of try to use me as the scapegoat, the person who, oh, I would never be with somebody like her. Oh, she's weird. Oh, she's not religious anymore. Look at the shit she said. Look at the shit she says about religion. She's not a woman of God. They're fighting in the street. She's fat. She doesn't take care of herself. She went to this college. Oh, she's not shit. But without me and without their obsession with me, their whole fucking relationship falls apart. And you know that the person that he's acting like she ain't shit, that's the one he actually wants to be with, and he's obsessed with her. This is about several men. Yeah, you wouldn't act like you wouldn't shove your whole head up my ass. And he has to talk bad about me to his new girlfriend who he wished looked like me. And then without this bad woman who you would never be with, you would have no contrast, and you would have nothing to gas your own ego up with so that you could feel included in society by being with this perfect woman of God. She's stereotypically beautiful. She is very receptive to manipulation, and she thinks that she's better than this other woman because she's with me and we're accepted in society, blah blah blah. I don't mind being an outcast. I don't mind bitches comparing themselves to me so they can feel more popular or more socially acceptable, or like a better woman for their husband who would actually love to be with me. I don't fucking care, because without me, you're not shit. I don't know why there's ice on the road. I hope there's not ice on the road tomorrow. So when I made my song Dark Cherry, it's not just that I don't think I'll ever marry. I don't want to get married. I don't ever want to be with somebody where the relationship is socially acceptable, where they get a sense of social safety by being with me. Because it's all delusional, and they probably want somebody else on the side, and that's why they have to gas themselves up and think that being with me is the better option, because they actually want to be with somebody else. I hope that I am never the right woman for anyone. I hope I am never wife material, because that makes me weak as hell. Because if the other bitch who he would never be with wasn't in the picture, then I wouldn't be shit by comparison. And so I would be in a position of less power. Whoever is higher up on the totem pole depends on whoever's at the bottom. Pass me up with your loud fucking motor. God damn. Yeah. But I feel like at some point in my life I will get a big head, and I will get lost in my ego, and I'll probably will think I'm better than somebody else, or I probably will think that I'm popular or included or whatever I convince myself of at the expense of somebody else. I've done it before, and I'll probably do it again, but I have a moment of clarity right now. And that video really fucking pissed me off, because I just got done with the situation with some man where he was glorifying these other women who ain't shit, who are uglier than me. But he was acting like they're amazing women, blah, 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 compared to me. And like you wouldn't fuck me crazy. Like I'm not the sexiest woman who's ever talked to you, I swear. It's like, I can't even take this shit seriously. If a man wants me to think that another woman is better than me, that's how I know she ain't shit. That's how I know you ain't shit. That's how I know that I have power over you, that you even have to try to break my ego in the first place to build yours. Kiss my ass. Anyway, I read my Destiny Matrix chart, and it said that I have the karmic tale of a wizard. But it also said my partner choice is, I like weird outcast men. The weirder, the better. The person that I choose to be with will be somebody who everyone thinks that you could do better than him. And they don't see why I would choose somebody like that. They say I want the weirdest man I could find. And I kind of applaud myself for it, because with all this stuff that I'm thinking about lately, good. It means that I haven't delusionally convinced myself that there's such thing as a good guy or a normal guy who I'd like to be with to make me feel included in society and safer because I'm with somebody normal. I fucking hope I'm with the weirdest man I can find, because it makes me feel like then I could feel like myself. I don't give a fuck if I'm with an outcast or I'm with somebody who nobody likes, because that's how I feel about myself. The moon looked really big in the city, but now that I'm in the suburbs, it shrank. It was like twice its size. I wonder if the moon is always bigger in the city. But yeah, I feel like I'm starting to wonder if it's a sign of intelligence to put yourself in relationships that dysregulate your nervous system and that don't make you feel included and safe and socially protected. And I'm starting to wonder if our authentic state, when we are just being ourselves at baseline, is one of dysregulation, is one of not feeling like our survival is ensured by being normal or being part of the tribe, or feeling like the way that we live and that we've mind controlled ourselves into becoming is in alignment with society. If you married somebody or you became somebody who was in alignment with society's ideals, you would be so fucking crazy. You would be so fucked up. But then people convince themselves that that is what is attractive. If you actually were somebody who was in alignment with the status quo, I'd think you're so goddamn ugly. I wouldn't want to look twice. It would make me cringe. Like, I know people like that who do everything possible to be in alignment with the American status quo and the perfect ideal man. I would never want to be with somebody like that, because it's so fucking fake. Even though they find a great sense of security and belonging with it, I feel like I can't even do American holidays. I can't get in the Christmas spirit. I don't give a fuck about Thanksgiving anymore. And the most normal people I know go crazy for it. Like, they put it in as part of their identity. Ugh. Because it makes them feel safe and included in society, which then makes them feel like their survival is ensured because they feel socially protected. People will do anything. People will eat the shit of their manager if it means they'll get a raise and then a secured spot in their company, and then they'll feel safer in this world. They'll eat shit. If you look at people, if you're an outsider looking at people who are in sororities and fraternities, like, they make me fucking cringe. I laugh at them. I think they're so goddamn stupid, but they think that they are socially protected and they're elite in college and they're popular. But if you actually look at the process of initiations into sororities and shit, and how they make you pay for every fucking t-shirt, for every fucking event, and you date somebody from a fraternity, and I just look at those people like, you're so goddamn fake. I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care. I think it's dumb as shit. Like, you've never been to fucking Greece. The fuck you mean you're Greek? I think Gabe said that she quit her sorority, which is a sign of hope for me, because they're so goddamn stupid to me. Like, as people, they're goofy. It's an example of what I mean. College is also another thing. People humiliate themselves by getting $30,000 to $100,000 in student debt for a degree, where you go to college and it's like a humiliation ritual. You're poor, you eat ramen, you go to parties and get drunk and get raped and get roofied, and you go sit in a classroom where the fucking professor doesn't know whether his underwear is on front to back or back to front, and everyone is so pretentious, and it's just like, it's a humiliation ritual. But people will do that because they believe that going to college will ensure them social protection later on, and it will make them more prestigious in society and safer and more respected. So they'll go through all this fucking humiliation. Not to mention how a lot of people have hoe phases in college that they totally regret, and they like to suck dick of their professors. They like to fuck professors or whoever they think will get them networking. A lot of networking in college is due to sex, which explains why I don't have a LinkedIn. People just fucking humiliate themselves throughout college because they think it's gonna ensure their survival, and people are animals and they're driven by their primal nature, so that's what people do. The only reason I went to a university is because of FAFSA and because of the government paid for it, and I got expelled from one college, which it wasn't a bad thing, because I regret the dumb bitches that I was friends with, honestly. I'm glad that I learned tarot from one of them, but the rest of them I wouldn't glance twice at nowadays. And I met some dumb bitches in college too, and dumb men. Yeah, if it wasn't for FAFSA, I wouldn't have gone to college. The only student debt I have is the cost of a dorm room for 2 semesters before I got expelled. And that's it. But yeah, like I said, college is a humiliation ritual that people gladly agree to because they think it is going to ensure their survival by being college educated. It's just, anyone who is in question of whether they should go to college or not, no, it's not worth it. At least that's what I think. It's a scam. It's a business. It preys on this notion of the American dream or whatever. And a lot of the professors in college, I went to community college and I went to regular college. The professors in community college were 10 times better than the ones in universities. The ones in universities suck. And I learned more from researching stuff on my own phone than I did in any classroom in all the years I was in college put together. I can teach myself far better than anyone else. I'm sure there's stuff that I do that I'm not fully aware of that makes me a masochist in the name of thinking it's going to make me safer or that it will ensure my survival, but I'm probably just unaware of it. Working. No one wants to fucking go to work. And we put ourselves through this shit, this torture, because we think more money means better chances at survival. Even though if we lived in the wild, money isn't shit. And it's all about survival skills. Ugh. Yeah, I saw that video tonight and I got pissed off. Ugh.